The wind of Dust Creek Ranch howled against the broken boards of the barn as rancher Cole Archer wiped sweat from his brow, staring at the pale-faced stranger tied to one of his stall beams. He hadn't planned on capturing anyone tonight, not when the moon dipped so heavy and the cattle needed checking. But rumors had swirled of a midnight trespasser creeping through old ranch houses, and Cole was nobody's fool. He found her collapsed near the fence line, shaking, mumbling something about hunters and shadows, and on instinct he bound her wrists loosely so she wouldn't hurt herself as she thrashed in confusion. But now, with lantern light dancing amber across her frightened eyes, the stranger lifted her head and whispered words that sank into Cole's bones like a chill. "Untie me. I crave." Her voice was desperate, not the hunger of danger, but the hunger of freedom. Cole hesitated, narrowing his weather-cracked eyes, because nothing about this situation felt ordinary. "Crave what?" he asked, stepping closer, boots crunching straw. She gulped air, trembling, and explained that she had escaped a cultish group living in the canyons, people who believed they could trap nightmares inside living bodies, branding their followers with jagged scars along the arms. She turned her wrists, revealing dark, burned markings like crooked chains etched in flesh. "If I'm tied too long, the nightmare spreads," she said, voice quivering. Cole's jaw tightened. He'd heard stories of canyon rituals and missing travelers, but he thought them gossip spun around campfires. His hands shook as he slowly loosened the rope. The instant her arms were freed, she gasped like she'd surfaced from drowning, collapsing into his chest. A cold shiver tingled across Cole's spine, and for the first time he felt something bloom in the barn, an energy like static electricity crackling against dried hay. He helped her to her feet, introducing himself gently, and she whispered her name, Maren. "They'll come," she warned. "They always come." As lightning cracked outside, Cole realized he wasn't dealing with a simple runaway. Shadows danced beneath the barn door, and the horses neighed nervously. Cole grabbed his rifle, shoving open the barn doors, and found 3 hooded figures standing in the rain, chanting something low and rhythmic. "Give her back!" their leader rasped, emerald eyes glowing unnaturally. Cole raised his rifle, commanding them to leave his land, but the robed ones only stepped forward as if bullets meant nothing. Maren screamed, clutching her branded arms, the scars pulsing as though alive. She insisted that if she stayed bound long enough, the nightmare inside her would awaken, crawling out into the world. Cole swallowed hard. His ranch was no stranger to danger, lost cattle, drought, wolves, but nothing like this. Thinking fast, he grabbed Maren by the hand and darted into the hayloft, hearts pounding like drums. He hid her beneath old feed sacks and confronted the intruders from above, aiming down at them. "Get off my property," he thundered. The leader smiled calmly, telling Cole that Maren was born to carry nightmares for them, that she ran because she craved control, freedom, but freedom would unravel their ritual. As the intruders fanned out, Cole fired a warning shot, splintering wood by their feet. That bought him seconds, nothing more. He scrambled back to Maren, who stared at him with pleading eyes, whispering that she couldn't run anymore. She asked him to help end the ritual forever, to burn the brand with salt and steel. Together, they sprinted toward the blacksmith shed, rain battering their faces. The cultists chased them, shouting incantations that made the ground tremble faintly beneath their boots. Cole shoved the heavy wooden door shut, barring it with iron tools, and lit the forge until it roared, flame bright. Maren braced her hand against a table, tears streaking her cheeks, as Cole pressed hot metal against the cursed scars. She screamed, a raw, primal cry, and at once the chanting outside faltered, like wind losing breath. The walls shook. Something thick and smoky oozed from the wounds, writhing like dark worms. Cole gritted his teeth, pushing the brand harder, burning away every last whisper of magic. When it was done, Maren collapsed, unconscious but breathing peacefully, her scars nothing more than ash-black lines. Outside, the robed figures fled into the storm, their power broken. Hours later, dawn brushed gold across Dust Creek Ranch. Maren awoke in Cole's guest room, wrapped in blankets, her eyes clear and human again. She thanked him, not just for untying her rope, but for freeing her from chains no one could see. Cole felt something shift inside himself. He had always been a rancher of cattle, fences, and weather, but now he knew he was capable of battling darkness most folks would never believe. As Maren prepared to leave for a safe town, she stopped on the porch, turning to him with a grateful smile. "When I said untie me, I didn't crave power," she explained softly. "I craved my life back." Cole tipped his hat, watching her walk towards sunrise. But just when he thought the nightmare gone, he glanced at his reflection in the barn window and froze. A faint, jagged mark, identical to Maren's old brand, glowed on his forearm. It pulsed once, twice. Cole staggered back, breath hitching. The nightmare had chosen another host. Determined, he rolled down his sleeve and whispered, "Then I'll fight it on my feet." He marched toward town, planning to track down the Canyon cult and end whatever they started, for good. His ranch, his land, his people, he would protect them no matter what darkness trailed behind him. And as he walked, distant thunder rumbled like drums of war. The nightmare wasn't finished. It had simply passed into a man stubborn enough to wrestle storms themselves. And now, Dust Creek Ranch would become the flame that burned the shadows away. Viewers, if you want to follow how Cole battles the spreading nightmare and unravels the cult's secrets in the next episode, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment below, because your support keeps this channel alive. And trust me, the story only gets darker, deeper, and more intense from here.